I'm Diego Sanchez, COO of HW Media, and this is 10-Minute Talks. My guest today is Matt Weaver, LO at Cross Country Mortgage and the #1 purchase mortgage originator in the country. Wow, Matt, welcome to 10-Minute Talks.
Diego, HousingWire, thank you for the opportunity.
It's so good to have you on the show. Before we dive in, could you give a 30-second introduction of yourself and Cross Country?
Oh, absolutely. Matt Weaver, 25 years in the mortgage industry here in the South Florida market. I've had the amazing fortune of helping just over 24,000 families buy a home here in our markets in the state of Florida. My specialty is I work hand in hand with real estate agents, and my systems and process are designed to cater them and to service to them at the absolute highest level. So it's been a great career.
Really, it sounds like a wonderful career. How did you build such a tremendous purchase mortgage business?
Well, it's interesting. I get asked that question often. And Diego, my competitive advantage is my singleness of purpose. And what I mean by singleness of purpose is I know exactly who my customer is. My customer is the real estate agent, regardless of market conditions. So if rates are 8%, my customer is the agent. If rates go down to 2%, my customer is the agent. So I never waver from that commitment. And so when you understand exactly who your customer is, then you can think about delivering certain value propositions to help cure their pain. Because every customer that we serve, regardless of industry, has pain, and it's our job to deliver solutions to cure the pain. So it's with that I am thinking about my customer on a daily basis and thinking about how I can help them sell more real estate. So no question about it, I would say singleness of purpose and being very laser focused on the real estate agent and the real estate agent community has single-handedly been my #1, I'll say, competitive advantage.
How do you build those real estate partnerships?
Well, you see, it's not as difficult as someone would seem or think, because what happens is that when you're committed to that specific customer and you're thinking about their business and you can understand their business on a day-to-day basis, then you can wrap your process around theirs. And then those value propositions become very clear and concise to the agent community. Agents and the community itself are very small. So they know who's truly committed and they know who kind of comes in and out. So if you were to come here into my local markets, they would probably tell you that, that guy, Matt, is a pretty committed guy to us, only because you see, in our belief system, closing a loan, closing it on time and all that stuff, that is par for the course. The question becomes, how are we giving additional value above and beyond that they can tangibly use in their sales process to better themselves and to sell more real estate? So that's what we're doing at a very high level.
Now, you've been at Cross Country for over 5 years. What makes that organization a good fit for top 10 LOs like yourself?
Well, it's a great question. I mean, if you take a look at the loan officers that are across country, they're virtually #1, 2, or 3 in each of their respective states. Cross country allows you to scale and scale at a high level. So scalability is critically important if you want to be a top producer. Diego, not everybody wants to, and that's okay. We all have different goals. We all have different avenues of what we want to get to. For me, in my belief system, I want to win, and I want to win at the absolute highest level. So I got in this industry understanding that it's time to really take it to a totally different level, because I view us no differently than athletes. Okay. Some people just get into the NBA, which is an incredible thing, but then some players excel at the absolute highest level in the NBA. And I want to be the Jordan, of course, of mortgage origination. So with doing that, what we do is we focus on our value propositions, we focus on our process, we focus on all the little micro pieces to continue to maintain our consistency. And then therefore the real estate agent community, of course, will be attracted to us and then refer us at a high level. So I need to have the backing of scalability, because I'm not a transactional thinker. I think a lot of people in our industry think on a transactional basis rather than, of course, a bigger, longer term basis.
So we've been stuck in a relatively low volume market for over a year now. How are you staying busy and keeping those real estate partnerships alive and well during this slow time?
Absolutely. So in January of 2022, we knew that we were headed in for some interesting times. We just didn't know when that would be. So my team and I adopted a mantra in January of 2022, which was winning is the only option. It's the only option. And not only do we have that on all of our signage, not only do we have that in virtually every email we send, but together as a team, that is how we communicate with each other. So that affirmation has served as an incredible tool through this entire process of 2022 and 2023. We just aren't accepting anything that's happening in the external world. If rates are up, they are. Winning is the only option. When rates come down, great, winning is the only option. So it starts with a strong mindset, okay, to not allow for the external conditions to take you off course. If sales in your particular county go down 10, 20, 30%, that still means there's 70% market share that you can attack. And so that's the way that we look at everything. When there is some contraction taking place, we're looking at it as an opportunity. We're looking at it as an opportunity because most in our industry will remain stagnant. And we are very aggressive in pushing forward. So we have an all-in mentality. We have a winning mentality. And that has really served as our greatest ally through the past, we're going to say 16 to 18 months.
Mindset is so important. And you were an LO during the Great Recession. What's your advice to LOs who haven't been through a lengthy, difficult market like this one?
Well, so in all of these type of down markets, we have to ignore what's happening around us truly. And we have to also understand who is it that we're speaking with and who are we hanging with. Okay. I don't speak to a whole lot of loan officers. It's not that I have anything against them. I'm just focused on what I'm looking to accomplish. But I do notice a lot of loan officers speak to a lot of different loan officers at different companies, and they all commiserate together. Okay. Watch, I don't want to be a part of that crowd. Okay. What I want to be a part of the crowd of how we're continuing to find the opportunity in the market and how we're looking to win at the absolute highest level, because it's out there. I would want any of the listeners to hear today one piece of inspiration, if I can at least share one thing. If I can hit number one for purchase origination, you can too. I'm nothing that special. What I think I have a strong suit with is right here, not allowing any of the external circumstances to play a role in what it is that I'm looking to accomplish. I've been trained to understand that, our competition's our business plan. And we're committed to hitting our goals each and every year. If we want to grow 20% and the market contracts 30%, it sounds to me like we need to increase our activities by 50%. Because no matter what, there's a buyer and a seller, and our job is to get in the middle. And so we're going to find that transaction. We're going to add value to the transaction because we understand who our customer is, and we're going to deliver them the solutions that they need to cure their pain.
I love that answer. And we all know housing is cyclical, right? So we're going to have another hot market just around the corner. How are you preparing for that next growth market for housing?
Well, no question. What ends up happening, as we know, for those of us that have lived through this cycle, it's hard work meeting opportunity. I'll give you an example. In 2010, the South Florida real estate market was in what we called a multiple offer environment. It was just for different reasons. There were a lot of short sales and foreclosures that were taking place. So the homes that had equity were very little and the buyer pool was a lot. So we were dealing with 10 or 15, 20 offers on any one given listing. And it was at that time that I decided to, of course, construct a scripted offer process for agents to compete and win at a high level. And we have been promoting that scripted offer process for years. And then 2020 came. And what happened in 2020? Of course, when COVID hit, there were some scary times, no question. But a month or two into COVID, once again, we went into a really, really heavy multiple offer environment. But that's where our hard work over the years of a scripted offer process met its opportunity. And so here we are today, and all we're doing is adding additional value propositions to the agent community, even though we're seeing not as much traction from that. But when we have that pullback in terms of interest rate and that snapback in terms of market activity, That's where our hard work is going to meet its opportunity. And that's where we firmly believe we're going to go to the next level in terms of origination. So I have to tell you, it's an exciting time. It's an exciting time for loan officers that are participating in today's market.
Matt, I want to hear more about that scripted offer process at HousingWire Annual. We're going to have you as a speaker there in a couple of months. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Oh, thank you for the opportunity and much success to everyone.